Hey everybody, I'm Dave Taylor with Edina Realty, and today on House Hike, we are going to talk about Onalaska versus La Crosse. Okay, so reason why we're talking about this is, well, last week I was showing a home to a couple in Onalaska, Wisconsin, and the wife made a note. Wait a second, this home seems like it's priced a little bit higher than I would expect. Well, she's originally from the La Crosse area, and we had been looking at La Crosse homes, and so that led to an obvious discussion of, wait, how do Onalaska homes compare to La Crosse homes? Today on Quick Hike, we're going to take 2 minutes on the clock, and we're going to talk through exactly that. We're going to look at the comparison of Onalaska prices per square foot, and then stick to the end, and we will compare an identical home in Onalaska to an identical home in La Crosse and see how does it price out differently. Disclaimer, this is a snapshot of last month, so June 2021, in Onalaska homes that were sold and La Crosse. Now, I removed all homes that sold for over 400,000 because they kind of skewed the numbers whichever way we looked at. Okay, ready to go? So, looking at Onalaska, first up, we're going to talk about the number of homes sold. Last month, June 2021, 27 homes sold in Onalaska versus 69 homes sold in La Crosse. Now, you're going, wow, that's a big difference there. Well, yeah, but for obvious reasons. La Crosse has more people, which means more homes, which means, of course, more homes that are being sold. Makes sense. But how does that actually affect the price? Well, let's look at it. So, just like we did last month, we're going to break this into 3 categories. Under 1,500 square feet, 1,500 to 2,500 square feet, and then everything over that 2,500 square foot home. Okay? First up again, Onalaska, Wisconsin. Last month, we saw the average home sale price in that 1,500 square foot range to be about $234,000, which is an average of $188 per square foot. That's really high. That's not just high for the area, that is high for the entire nation. And we'll talk about that and why I think that is. Now, La Crosse, meanwhile, average sales price was about $165,000, which put us at an average dollar per square foot of $150 per square foot. Now, you'll notice that's a big difference. Why? Because the homes that we're selling in Onalaska were actually smaller, newer homes. So they're newer, so they're going to be priced a little bit higher. They're more modern, so they're going to be priced a little bit higher. And then they were smaller. There's a handful that were actually under 1,000 square foot that were still selling for those premium prices, which kind of gives us that weird number, right? It'll be interesting to see the trend over the last 6-7 months and see how that actually compares. Next, we're going to look at Onalaska, 1,500 square feet to 2,500 square feet. $255,000 average sales price and $136 per square foot. Very similar to what it was last month. Compared to La Crosse was $241,000 on average sale price and $127 per square foot. So those numbers are actually a little bit closer, much closer than they were for under the 1,500. But let's see how the big boys do. Homes that were over 2,500 square foot on average in Onalaska, Wisconsin, went for a $350,000 sales price, which turns out to be about $117 per square foot. Compared to La Crosse, 2,500 square foot homes, well, we're looking at an average sale price of about $342,000 and an average dollars per square foot of $106 per square foot. Okay, so looking at it, those are definitely closer than they were. So why is that? Well, when homes are smaller, prices go up, which then of course skews those averages. But the other factor is when we look at those bigger homes in both Onalaska and La Crosse, they're actually a lot more similar than they would be if they were smaller. Those homes have a huge variety into them, so which causes different fluctuation in pricing. Now, before I talk about the thing that everybody wants to know, which is how much over asking prices are homes going for in Onalaska and La Crosse, help us out here at House Hike and like and subscribe, and let us know, comment below. What's your favorite part about this all? What information would you like to know that would help you make a better buying or selling decision? All right, Let's dive into it, because I know one of the biggest topics right now is how much over asking prices are homes selling for. And you know what? It's a lot. I will admit, going through all of June, I was thinking that some of the stuff that was going on was a lot of sensationalism. But in fact, the homes that sold in June in Onalaska ranged anywhere from $50,000 under asking price all the way up to $50,000 over asking price. That is crazy. Now, the average was about $5,500, so right in the middle there. That's not too bad. But yeah, when you have $50,000 over asking price, that's crazy. Compare that to La Crosse. In La Crosse, we actually saw something similar. We had homes selling under asking price for $23,000 under. And then we also had a handful of homes that sold for $50,000 over. Now, before anybody panics and you think, oh my God, I have to put in $50,000 over asking price or else I'm not gonna get a home. No. In fact, when you look at the numbers, almost half of the homes sold for less than $8,000 asking price all the way down. Okay? So $8,000 over asking price, all the way down to 23 under asking price. There are still plenty of homes that you can offer a very reasonable price, put in a reasonable offer, and still get it. Okay? Don't be afraid. Let's talk about days on market. Onalaska, 7 days on market on average. La Crosse last month in June, 9.5 days. That's pretty close. Homes are going within that first 2 weeks there, which is exciting. All right, as promised, let's talk about those two identical homes in Onalaska, Wisconsin and La Crosse. Let's say Allie and Sally buy a 1,700 square foot home, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2-car attached garage. In Onalaska, we'd be looking at about $231,000 for that house on average, right? That could vary, compared to about $216,000 in La Crosse. So about a $15,000 difference, or roughly a 7% difference. So we're seeing that holds true pretty close whenever you're looking at a house in La Crosse versus Onalaska. That exact same house is going to go for a little bit more in Onalaska than it would in La Crosse. All right, everybody, make sure that you check out this next video right here. Have a good one. Bye.